Here is our esteemed speaker, Dr. Lau Yui from Hong Kong. Dr. Lau is from College of Professional and Continuing Education, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He has published more than 380 research papers in international journals and professional magazines, contributed over 25 book chapters, 8 books, and presented numerous papers in international conferences. He has collaborated with scholars from more than 20 countries and regions spread over 5 continents on research projects. Recently, he has also been awarded a certificate of appreciation by the Institute of Sea Transport in recognition of his outstanding performance on research and the Best Paper Award in international leading conferences. Also, he has participated in different consultancy projects with various intergovernmental and academic institutions and industrial associations. It's a great honor to be graced by the presence of such an eminent, resourceful person. We are thankful to you for joining us today, sir. Let's welcome Dr. Lau from Hong Kong.
Okay, thank you, Chair Lady. And so that I would like to share my PowerPoint, and so that can see my PowerPoint, right? Can see my PowerPoint?
Yes, we are able to see.
Great. And so that I would like to share my PowerPoint as well, and so that this
fine. Play the PowerPoint. Sure.
Can see that, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. And so that my paper has already done some of the survey for the few years ago. I would like to draw about some of the attention about the investigation of the motivation and expectation of students pursuing about maritime education. And I come from College of Professional and Continuing Education, Division of Business and Hospitality Management, PolyU. And so that if anyone want to do some of the research collaboration, or feel free to ask me any questions through the email as well. And so that this paper, this of the presentation has divided into four main parts: background, analytical framework, major findings, and conclusion. And so that when you see about the background, when some of the secondary school of the students has already completed, and they will have two main routes. The first one is the main route is directly go to take about the undergraduate education. That means bachelor degree, and then some of the students will wait for the few years and take about the postgraduate education, and then go to the junior or middle management, senior management, and onshore track. And so that I can say these of the students has no any maritime related career as well. And then other route I can say in Hong Kong is some of the minority of the people will choose. They will finish about their secondary education and then go to the vocational training. And so that vocational training will allow most likely some of the students will go to the seagoing, go to the seafarers, and then become as a deck officer or engineer. And then the deck officer or engineer and also will go to the master mariner or chief engineer, and also is an offshore track and become as I can say is become as a captain or pilot as well. And so I can say that some of the people will become as a captain, and then they will go to the onshore, become as a general manager, and also another routing as well. And so that I can say in this background, we will learn about some of the motivations of students in pursuing about the maritime education is strategic and inspired by practical consideration. For example, easy to get some of the job, better professional prospect. What I say is only self-interest and some of the personal development. And assumption two is the perception between under and postgraduate students are not uniform. That means it's not the same, with diversified motivation and attitudes when making the decision to pursue a maritime program as well. And so that actually I can say this of the study has based on some of the transport policy, ocean and coastal management, maritime policy and management to build about the framework as well. And so that we would like to talk about some of the analytical framework. And so that the methodology is we would like to use about the 6-point scale of the survey, distribute to the sum of the our target survey respondent. And so that the students who were enrolled in undergraduate and postgraduate program in maritime study. And we received about the 250 questionnaires, which is from the undergraduate is about 148 and 43 from the postgraduate students. And so that you can see there is about some of the good response rate, and so that I can say actually is very good, and so that I can say you can also see my paper to see some of the friendly background of the respondents as well. And so that surprisingly I can say the undergraduate female is much larger. I can say the postgraduate is equal ratio as well. And so that to conclude about the student as well, and so that I can say we would like to conclude the students build up about the framework. We will to discuss about the social and maritime related background and motivation, consideration, and sources of information before considering about this program. What are the expectations of this program in terms of personal and wider professional development and perspective regarding some of the graduation professional path and also some of the assessment of the development of features of this program as well. And so that what is the major finding as well. And so that you can see that no postgraduate student had professional seaman experience. That means when they talk about the postgraduate, no any student has any seafair experience. However, 13 postgraduate students have experience also including some of the sales and marketing, accounting, law, documentation, procurement, and customer services about that. And undergraduate students have performed other working experience. 56.5% have some of the experience of long maritime related part-time job, and 83.3% of long maritime related full-time job as well. And so that you can see in Hong Kong actually is not very good about the maritime tradition or culture as well. And the major reason of postgraduate for taking up employment during study, and over 70% of the undergraduate students plan to work part-time during their study. It is not only due to financial incentive, but also want to gain some of professional experience. And professional experience and financial incentive are the main factors to consider about the postgraduate student pursue their study as well. And what are the sectors that undergraduate prefer their ideal work to be associated as well? I can say the picture is quite very balanced and almost the subsector are seen as almost the same, except about the coast guide and shipbuilding industry. And actually undergraduate have an intention to see some of the professional life in other industry as well. And how about the postgraduate? I can say half of the postgraduate prefer finding a job in maritime and logistics industry. And so that there is a sum of the trend to see professional life in other industry, and especially for the bank or financial sector. I think it's about some of the good about some of the salary or some of the benefits about that. And secondly, over half of the postgraduate prefer their ideal work to be associated in the shipbuilding industry, around 56%, followed by transport industry 53%, port industry and coast guide around the third preferred options at 49%, and sea tourism industry is about 40%, and public administration only 21%. And for postgraduate, if maritime industry is the ideal work to be associated with or then with subsector, approximate 45% of the students demonstrate an interest in container, 40% in dry bulk, and 11.6% in tanker. Only few of the postgraduate are preferred in cruise or coastal shipping as well. Issues considered in enrolling the programs by the postgraduate as well. And the key issue is enhance about the knowledge about the logistics and maritime industry, and programs accreditations by the professional usually scored the best mean as considered issue as well. And so that I can say the undergraduate is considered whether they can improve the knowledge and whether they have a good accreditation by the other professional body. And they will not concern very much about the high chance to get about the job, great interest in the course and associated with their home country maritime traditions. And so that I can say that some of the undergraduates, I can say they will change about the programs after pursuing about the first year as well. And how about the postgraduate key issue about some of the how is the reputation, because they think the master program is a sum of the investment, and university faculty department have a good any network for the industry to ask them to build up the network, to build up their business, or to change about their career as well, and easy to obtain whether it's a good grade and followed by practice oriented as well. And I can say that the postgraduate students are not significantly affected by or family or friends and colleagues who have already pursued the instructor programs, and so that they will not very rely on whether any people has already enrolled in the program as well. And sources of the information, undergraduate and postgraduate, and social network are important channel for postgraduate students only to seek struct program information struct of the context. And both undergraduate and postgraduate are not very determined by very aggressive marketing campaign. And so I can say the marketing campaign is not very determining factors for students to consider the program. And Logistics and Maritime Industry Inter-School Association and firms here performed or play an active role in introducing some of the maritime course to the postgraduate students only. And what are the description of maritime programs by undergraduate and postgraduate? Both undergraduate and postgraduate agree that maritime program can fit their initial expectations, so that it's very good. But the workload is quite suitable, and the teaching staff adopt the different pedagogy method to allow them to learn effectively. And students learn to state that the courses are too academic and need to add some of the practical elements. I can say that most of the academic staff is come from the PhD background. They have a lack of the professional experience. And undergraduate appreciate that they could increase their professional competence and skill, as well as how to transmit their job-related skill in the maritime program as well. And conclusion is, I can say some of the results support some of the propositions of the motivation of the student decide to pursue maritime program is strategic driven by practical consideration. Their behaviors are also significantly different from the postgraduate student pursuing in the similar program as well. And diversification between under the postgraduate student pursue some of the respective maritime program. I can say that seems to be very rely on friends and colleagues who are already pursue the program and provide some of the necessary program information, and tend to more forgiving than the postgraduate student, more respective to theory and academic knowledge, and more postgraduate students should emphasize on skill which can be used immediately to solve about their practical and complicated problems, and so that more than academic purpose about them. So that thank you for your attention as well.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much. We had inputs about students in the maritime industry. We came to know that wherever we go, students prefer only practical knowledge than theoretical knowledge. Yes, that's true also.